has been an awakening. Have you felt it?
Where am I? That's Bob Kennedy. I know that. And that's Baby Yoda. And Paddington. Oh. It's YouTube. I'm back. Hi. Welcome to my channel.
Hey, Uncle Kenny! Football! Hey, yeah!
If you're new here, my name is Cedric. I'm an actor, a filmmaker, and a screenwriter, and a YouTube reactor, and I've been gone for a bit. I was doing a play out in Missouri, and then I came back home, and I had some pretty crazy writing deadlines to hit, and I've been doing a bunch of auditions, and it's been very busy and very productive, which is great. I just got a little bit behind on doing YouTube videos. I know all of my subscribers, all the Sedgehogs, are very understanding of that, and I appreciate that. But it is really good to be back with you. I'm very excited to be here and to be exploring some new videos, catching up on some stuff. I did do the live reaction probably over a month ago, where I analyzed 4 BTS music videos. I am going to break those down and edit them and add more thoughts, just so it's more like, you know, adding captions, adding stuff I maybe missed, cutting out some of the parts where I was talking with the comments and everything like that. So, you know, keep your eyes open for that, because it's kind of a reanalysis of all of those, which is very, very exciting. I love all those songs now, especially Dope and Fire. They're stuck in my head all the time. I don't have a ton of announcements. I do have something coming up that I'm really excited about, that I will be sharing more with you soon. And so just keep an eye on this channel when you see posts that aren't necessarily reactions. There's something cool coming up that I'm trying and that I'm working on, and that I'm really excited about in the way that it pushes me as an artist. And I hope you can stick around for that. I also have some announcements coming soon, stuff I can't talk about yet, contracts and whatnot, but just some neat stuff coming. So I hope you'll be around for that. But that's not why we're here today. Today we are here to check out the Golden Closet film in the US of A. They're coming here. I'm gonna enjoy this video because if I can basically pretend that I'm friends with JUNGKOOK. Yeah. I'm pretty excited about that opportunity. No, I think it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be interesting to see, you know, because most of the media that we consume here in the States is produced here in the States by people from the States. And so it's interesting to see how America is viewed through the eyes of the people that aren't from here. Always interesting. So usually I'm like, yep, that's pretty fair. So I'm excited to see where JUNGKOOK goes with this, to see how he continues to grow as an artist. You can check out my 2 previous Golden Closet film reactions on my channel, but let's go ahead and jump into this. Before we do that, though, I do want to say thank you, of course, to my patrons on Patreon. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being there. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for making it easier for me to hit these deadlines and to shoot. Literally right now, I just got an email for an audition. So being able to shoot those just popped up as I was recording this. So that's kind of what life is right now. Is I get those and I have to get them. So I'll probably, within the next hour, I'll be shooting that audition. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. And it's a great place to be. And you guys on Patreon, you help me do that and function in that world. So I'm really, really grateful for that. Hey, Golden Closet Film in USA, let's jump in. Starting off with a Burger King. That checks out. Nice. The Late Show with James Corden. Okay, I think that's shot in LA. It looks like they're in LA. It's definitely not New York, and that would be the only 2 places those would be. A couple things I want to point out before we get any further into this. I've had copyright issues with Golden Closet Films, so I am going to have to edit the music Jungkook uses the music a lot when he edits, and so I don't, and so do I when I edit things, whether it's score or just placeholder music. It's a great way to edit, and so look at the way that he does that. Look at the way he uses beats to help move the camera. I've talked about it with music videos before, but especially with a vlog like this, since there is no discernible plot or pre-written script that he's following, that music kind of helps push the narrative along. That said, I am going to have to quiet it and add distortion and stuff like that just to get it past the copyright, because for some reason I've been having issues. I know other reactors haven't, but unfortunately I'm not them, and I'm getting hit with stuff. So I'm going to have to edit that, but I'm not going to take it fully out because I want you all to be able to see what he's doing with the music, and it's a nice song.
Hey, it's Sedator. It's me, being voiced by Seti. Thanks, Seti. I'm actually being voiced by me, but Seti's the one talking. Anyway, this is going to take me forever to animate. Here's the thing. I think that Jungkook might have pulled a quick one on us here, because if you look, when this basketball gets shot, it disappears from frame, we go to the blue sky, and then it comes down and goes in frame. I think he might have actually stitched two shots together here, because if we go really slowly frame by frame, as soon as that light pole disappears, it kind of leaves faster than it should from the frame, only by a little bit. Now, that's not very good evidence, but if you look at the color of the sky, it changes. I mean, it gets a little bit more washed out. It gets a little bit less blue, as if a different shot has been composited there. Call me crazy, call me conspiracy theorist. The conspiracy theorist. Get it together, Seti. But, yeah, that's my new theory. Jungkook's a liar. Okay, back to the video.
I'm interested in the scene there on the couch. So you see, I think it was Jin, Jungkook, and V, maybe? They were all sitting by each other. Jimin was maybe there. Maybe it was J-Hope. Could have been Suga. I'm sure it was 3 of the 7. They're all sitting there, and they're all in blue and gray, which probably isn't just a reference to the song, but maybe it is. But look at the way he uses the color grade. So he's adding kind of a blue overtone, kind of a dusky, washed out kind of thing, which works for the vlogs. He's used it before, but it especially works because they're on a blue couch on cement. And so it gives this sense of production design. And when he's going in and adding his grade, he's noticing that, and he's pulling those tones out, because I assume that they didn't all get up and go, hey, let's all wear blue. Now, maybe they did. It would not surprise me. They're goofballs. But, it's just an interesting thing to note in the way that he's doing this. Also, the second shot of this, when he's pointing up at the sky, getting that nice lens flare in the camera, getting the sun peeking through the trees, look at the way he's using the power lines to kind of guide the camera as it goes, but also this blend of power lines and nature. I don't know if that's intentional or not. I feel like it probably is, but this kind of, that's America, right? We're known for our mountains and our deserts and our forests and our hills and our cool natural world, but also like that always intersecting, clashing, battling with the towns and cities that are constantly expanding and taking that over. And so it's an interesting thing for him to note. I love that he started on a Burger King. That, remember what I said about, hey, it's always interesting to see how people view America. Have it your way. Nice. Look at the beats there. Just an interesting thing to note is the way he punched in right there on Suga when Suga woke up. I have a feeling he's shooting in 4K, and you hear videographers talk about shooting in different resolutions. So you notice when something is 720p versus 1080p. 1080p is the resolution that they used to put on DVDs. And so 1080p is pretty dang clear. It's really clear. It's what most of you are probably watching my videos in. I tend to shoot them in that. I could shoot in 4K, but the files get so much bigger because the pixels are so much smaller. It's bringing in so much more information that it takes a lot longer for me to edit because the software has to run so much more information. And most of you can't tell the difference between 1080p and 4K or 2K. Why? Because it's not really distinguishable to the human eye. What it does do is allow me to edit in 4K, so I can punch in like crazy. I can get, there's a thing I DP'd recently where we didn't have a lot of time, and so we structured shots so that we could get both a shoulder shot and a close-up in one shot because we were shooting in 4K. So it's interesting just to note that I think he's probably shooting in 2 or 4K because of how well he could punch in without any information loss, without any of that kind of grittiness that comes from punching in and getting closer to those pixels. Just an interesting thing to note. Also, look at the way right here, I'm just going to insert the clip of the way that he uses the music to inject a little bit of energy as they're kind of goofing off in the main room of this apartment they're in.
Can we go for a second, for a minute?
That's just great editing. Like it's really, it's nice, it's fun, it keeps you invested. It's good stuff. Also, notice how they're continuing this blue and gray color scheme throughout. Nice. Now, obviously, this is a little bit more structured. They're putting on costumes, they're specifically designing things, they're creating some content, which is good. But the interesting thing about this is this glimpse into their lives, how they can turn it on in a moment when they realize the camera's on and they're going to turn and smile. That does not make that energy fake. What I like about it is you can see them just existing together. You can watch them thinking. You can see their brains just, they're probably tired, right? Yawning. Jim was yawning there. But you can see them be both human and artist all in a moment. That the smiles are real, the laughter is real, it's contagious. They love being together, but they can also be quiet together. And in something like this, where it's just them, like hanging out, you get that glimpse into the intimacy of their relationships together, which I think is really, really nice. Notice too, they're still sticking with this blue and gray scheme. Also, if you look at the true blacks that are in the frame, if you look at like the camera that was in the studio, it's a black camera. That's what it is. It's black. But with the color grade, it takes on a tan tint. There's a little bit of tannish brown in there. You can see it too in like Jimin's hair. And it gives everything a warmer tone while still utilizing the blue. So it's an interesting way to include both warm and cool tones, but it still has a cool sort of a domination of that cooler temperature. So that's just an interesting thing to note, is look at the way it uses tan to actually help supplement the blue. Nice, more food, yes. Nice. Oh, that looks like Vegas. So again, we're dealing with this juxtaposition of them as people, preparing for the radio interview, preparing for going on stage, preparing for this event, which looked like an award ceremony of some kind. I don't know why they're in the USA. I know they're here. You see them yawning, eating, getting their hair and makeup done, which is something you don't really think about for performers. But like, you have to sit in that chair for a while and like find a way to keep your energy up and your energy going. Because it is really, really tiring. Like, it's really you'd be surprised how exhausting waiting is. And 90% of performing is waiting. Like, just sitting around for them to be ready for you. And so it's interesting to see that, but then bang, they're in the radio and it's all energy. And then they're back and they're like, okay, you have to conserve your energy. Like when I was doing Kennedy, which, you know, as most of you know, I just played Robert Kennedy in a one-man hour-and-a-half long show. And And speaking of that show, I wanted to drop a quick note and say thank you specifically to CDR Imagines for coming to see the show. Of course, thank you to all of you who did come to see the show. I think I met 2 of you, and 3 said that you came, it was wonderful. But I want to say thank you to CDR Imagines for your wonderful gift. Thank you for these journals, which I have already used to get the screenplay that I just completed the first draft of. Use these for the initial notes. So thank you so much for that kind gift. That is so thoughtful. So I just wanted to say a quick shout out to that. It was wonderful to meet you. Thank you so much. It's hard to figure out what am I going to eat and when, because I have to I have to function with a certain level of energy, so I can't eat anything that's too heavy, but I can't get hungry in the middle of the run. I can't start feeling weak. I can't get tired all of a sudden. So you have to plan what you're going to eat and when, so that your body is functioning at the highest possible level during the performance when you're on stage. And so it's interesting to watch them trying to conserve energy while also being keeping up with their brand, and their brand is also authentically true to them. I don't know. It's just, this is a really interesting way to view that. Nice use of the shadow. I think its autofocus is going in and out there.
You can't catch me
Nice, that was fun. I really like these glimpses into their lives. I really like watching his visual storytelling unfold, because this had more of a cohesive narrative than what I've seen in the previous 2, and this is where you really start to see that life goes on thing start to fall in. His ability to capture the them that they are underneath the public them, which of course he can capture that because he is a part of that, but he has a desire to show who they really are underneath the performance, underneath the allure of what BTS is, of this global phenomenon, are 7 guys that just love making art and love spending time together and love interacting with their fans, but that also are tired and that work really, really hard. And you can see that kind of that battle at times, because it is a battle, and you see it playing out. And I just really, really enjoy watching these because of that. Watching his style grow, watching him figure out, how am I going to build this narrative, because all he's got is a bunch of footage. It's not like he goes, okay, we're going to sit down and eat a meal here, and then we're going to go and you guys are going to get your makeup done and I'm going to film you there. Like, he's just filming and then pulling it together depending on what happens. Sort of like, I mean, literally like a documentary, a vlog. And it's very cool to see that and know what he did with Life Goes On when he actually had a narrative, when he had a plan. But it doesn't lose kind of that guerrilla living in the moment feeling to it as a visual project. So I hope that makes sense. I really enjoyed watching this. I hope you all enjoyed watching it. Please drink lots of water, fix your postures. Let's all pull our shoulders back, take a deep breath. You're great. I hope you're well. Please take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time. But until then, bye.